In the heart of New York City, where dreams are born and broken every day, our story begins on a crisp autumn morning. The streets were alive with the usual frenetic energy, a sea of suits and smartphones rushing by, each person lost in their own world. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of coffee from nearby cafes and the faint aroma of falling leaves from Central Park. Amidst this chaos sat Jack Thompson, a homeless veteran in his late 50s. His weathered face, lined with the stories of 1,000 sleepless nights, told a tale of hardship and resilience. His eyes, once bright with the pride of serving his country, now held a distant, haunted look. Jack's hands, calloused from years of labor and combat, clutched an old, worn military backpack, his last connection to the life he once knew. As the morning crowd rushed past, Jack's mind wandered to happier times. He remembered the day he enlisted, full of hope and patriotism. He thought of his wife Sarah and their 2 children, their faces now blurred by time and trauma. The memory of his last deployment to Afghanistan loomed large, the searing heat, the constant tension, and the fateful day that changed everything. Across the street, Sarah Johnson, CEO of Tech Future, one of the city's fastest-growing tech companies, stepped out of her sleek black car. At 40, Sarah had already achieved more than most people do in a lifetime. Her meteoric rise in the tech world was the stuff of legend, but it came at a cost. As she straightened her designer suit and checked her reflection in the car window, she couldn't help but feel a pang of loneliness. Sarah's mind was already racing with the day's agenda as she navigated the busy intersection. Board meetings, product launches, and endless emails filled her thoughts. She was so preoccupied that she didn't notice her stiletto heel catch in a grate. In a heart-stopping moment, she stumbled, falling directly into the path of an oncoming bus. Time seemed to slow as Jack sprang into action. Years of military training kicked in, overriding the stiffness in his joints and the weakness from too many missed meals. With a speed that belied his age and condition, he lunged forward, his strong arms wrapping around Sarah's waist. He pulled her back just as the bus whizzed by, the rush of air from its passing ruffling their clothes. They fell backwards, landing hard on the sidewalk, the world around them erupting into chaos. Onlookers gasped, some pulling out their phones to capture the dramatic scene. The bus screeched to a halt, its driver pale and shaken. As they lay there, hearts pounding, Sarah looked at her unlikely savior. In that moment, she saw beyond his ragged appearance to the hero within. Jack's eyes, now alert and focused, met hers. For a brief second, a connection passed between them, 2 souls from vastly different worlds, brought together by fate. "You saved my life," Sarah said, her voice trembling. She was acutely aware of how close she had come to death, and how this stranger had risked his own safety for her. "Thank you. I'm Sarah. Sarah Johnson." Jack, still catching his breath, nodded. "Jack Thompson, ma'am. Are you all right?" His voice was gruff but filled with genuine concern. Sarah nodded, suddenly aware of the crowd gathering around them. She stood up, brushing off her now dirty and torn designer suit. The reality of what had just happened began to sink in, and she felt a surge of gratitude towards this homeless man who had saved her without a second thought. "Please," she said to Jack, reaching into her purse, "let me do something to thank you. Anything you need." She pulled out a wad of cash, offering it to Jack. But Jack shook his head, already backing away. His pride, perhaps the last thing he truly owned, wouldn't allow him to accept charity, even if it was well-deserved. "No need, ma'am. I'm just glad you're safe." He turned to leave, but Sarah caught his arm. "Wait," she said, pressing her business card into his hand instead of the money. "I mean it. If you ever need anything, please call me. I owe you my life." Jack hesitated before taking the card, nodding his thanks before disappearing into the crowd. As he walked away, he couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions, pride at having helped someone, shame at his current condition, and a tiny flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, things could change. In the weeks that followed, Sarah couldn't forget Jack's act of bravery. The incident had shaken her, forcing her to reevaluate her life and priorities. She found herself scanning the streets whenever she passed that corner, hoping to see Jack again. But he was nowhere to be found. At work, Sarah threw herself into researching veteran homelessness. She was shocked to learn how many former soldiers ended up on the streets, struggling with PTSD and unable to reintegrate into civilian life. The more she learned, the more determined she became to do something about it. Meanwhile, Jack had moved to a different part of the city, his pride preventing him from seeking out Sarah's help. He told himself he had done the right thing by refusing her money. After all, what difference would a few $100s make in the grand scheme of things? But as winter approached, bringing bitter cold and harsh winds, Jack found himself struggling more than ever. One particularly frigid evening, as Sarah was leaving her office, she spotted a familiar figure huddled in a doorway across the street. Her heart leapt as she recognized Jack, soaked to the bone and shivering violently. Without hesitation, she crossed the street, her heels clicking on the wet pavement. "Jack," she called out, her breath visible in the cold air. "It's Sarah. The woman you saved. Please, let me help you this time." Jack looked up, recognition dawning in his tired eyes. His face was gaunt, his clothes even more tattered than before. "Ms. Johnson. I didn't want to bother you." His voice was weak, barely audible over the wind. "You're not bothering me," Sarah insisted, her heart breaking at the sight of him. "You saved my life. Now, let me return the favor." Too cold and exhausted to refuse, Jack allowed Sarah to lead him to her car. The warmth inside was a shock to his system, and he found himself fighting back tears of relief. Sarah drove them to a nearby hotel, got him a room, and arranged for dry clothes and a hot meal. As they sat in the hotel restaurant, warming up over steaming bowls of soup, Jack slowly began to open up about his life. He had served 2 tours in Afghanistan, earning several commendations for bravery. But upon returning home, he had struggled to adjust to civilian life. The nightmares were the worst, Jack admitted, his hands shaking slightly as he recalled the memories. "I couldn't sleep. Couldn't hold down a job. My wife left, took the kids. I started drinking, and before I knew it, I'd lost everything." Sarah listened intently, her heart aching for this man who had sacrificed so much for his country. As Jack spoke, an idea began to form in her mind. She thought about the resources at her disposal, the connections she had made over the years. Surely, there was something she could do. "Jack," she said, leaning forward, "my company has been considering starting a veterans program. We could provide job training, housing assistance, and mental health support. Would you be interested in being part of it? Not just as a participant, but as someone who could help shape the program?" Jack's eyes widened with a glimmer of hope he hadn't felt in years. "You'd do that for me? But why?" Sarah smiled warmly. "You gave me a second chance at life. Now, let me give you one. Plus, I have a feeling you have a lot to offer. Your experience, both in the military and on the streets, could be invaluable in helping other veterans. What do you say?" After a moment's hesitation, Jack nodded. "I'd like that. Thank you, Ms. Johnson." "Please," she said, "call me Sarah." Over the next few months, Jack threw himself into helping develop the program with determination. He worked closely with Sarah and her team, providing insights into the challenges veterans face and suggesting ways to address them. At the same time, he began to rebuild his own life, learning new tech skills and receiving counseling for his PTSD. It wasn't always easy. There were days when the memories overwhelmed Jack, when the thought of facing the world seemed impossible. But with Sarah's unwavering support and his own resilience, he pushed through. Slowly but surely, he began to reconnect with his estranged family, rebuilding bridges he thought had been burned forever. Sarah, too, found herself changed by the experience. She implemented new corporate policies prioritizing social responsibility and community engagement. The Veterans Program became a cornerstone of Tech Future's mission, attracting positive attention from the media and other corporations. A year later, at Tech Future's annual gala, Sarah stood on the stage, her eyes shining with pride. The room was filled with employees, investors, and representatives from veteran organizations. "I'd like to introduce you to someone special," she announced. "A man who not only saved my life but has become an inspiration to us all. Please welcome our new head of veteran outreach, Jack Thompson." The room fell silent as Jack walked onto the stage. Gone was the homeless veteran, in his place stood a man transformed. Dressed in a sharp suit, his once matted hair now neatly trimmed, Jack exuded confidence and purpose. In the audience, Jack's ex-wife and children watched with tears in their eyes, amazed at his transformation. As he shook Sarah's hand, Jack whispered, "Thank you for believing in me when I couldn't believe in myself." Sarah smiled back, her eyes misty. "Thank you for showing me what true courage looks like." Jack turned to address the crowd, his voice steady and strong. "A year ago, I was invisible. Forgotten. But thanks to Sarah and this program, I found my purpose again. And I'm not alone. There are thousands of veterans out there who need a helping hand, a second chance. That's why I'm excited to announce that Tech Future is expanding its veterans program nationwide." The audience erupted in applause, many wiping away tears. Among them was Lieutenant Rivera, one of Jack's former comrades who had also struggled after returning home. Inspired by Jack's story, he had joined the program and was now on his way to becoming a software engineer. In the years that followed, Jack and Sarah's unlikely friendship became the cornerstone of a movement. Tech Future's veteran program expanded rapidly, helping thousands of former soldiers rebuild their lives. Jack became a respected advocate for veteran rights, speaking at conferences and advising government officials. One day, as Jack and Sarah walked through Central Park, enjoying the same autumn air that had brought them together years ago, Sarah turned to her friend. "You know, Jack, I've been thinking about that day we met. How different things could have been if you hadn't been there." Jack nodded thoughtfully. "I've thought about that too. But I prefer to think about how different things are now because we did meet. Not just for us, but for all the veterans we've been able to help." Sarah smiled, watching a group of former soldiers-turned-tech employees playing frisbee on the lawn, a sight that would have been unimaginable a few years ago. "It's funny how life works, isn't it? Sometimes the worst moments can lead to the best changes." "Indeed," Jack agreed, his eyes twinkling. "And sometimes, the person you least expect can become your greatest ally." As they continued their walk, both felt a profound sense of gratitude. Their chance encounter had not only changed their own lives but was now changing the lives of countless others. It was a powerful reminder that sometimes, the greatest gifts come from the most unexpected places, and that with a little kindness and a lot of perseverance, it's never too late for a new beginning. The sun began to set over the New York skyline, casting a golden glow over the park. Jack and Sarah stood for a moment, watching the city come alive with lights. They knew that somewhere out there, another veteran was finding hope, another life was being transformed. And it had all started with one simple act of bravery on a busy street corner. As they turned to leave, Jack placed a hand on Sarah's shoulder. "Thank you," he said simply, his voice thick with emotion. Sarah shook her head, smiling. "No, Jack. Thank you. For reminding me what really matters in life." Together, they walked back towards the bustling city, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their story was far from over, but they knew that as long as they had each other, and the community they had built, they could overcome anything. And so, in the heart of New York City, where dreams are born and broken every day, a new dream had taken root. A dream of second chances, of lives rebuilt, and of a society that remembers and honors its heroes. A dream that started with a chance encounter between two unlikely friends, and grew into a movement that would change countless lives for years to come.